Loved ones are ensuring that the renowned luminary of the arts, Roderick Walcott, continues to inspire generations to come. Roddy Walcott, the twin brother of Nobel Prize winner, the Honorable Derek Walcott, passed away at his home in Toronto, Canada, on March 6, 2000, at the age of 70 after a long illness. 25 years after his passing, his daughters Carrie and Heather Walcott are dedicated to preserving his contributions to St. Lucia's art and culture.
My family and I are realizing that our dad's work needed a little bit more sort of recognition. I mean, Dad has always been a forefront in the community. Years before we were born, and I understand the 50s and the 60s. And we want to bring back that familiarity and his appreciation of his home. Dad was always, very loyal to St. Lucia, the culture, the music, whether it was being, the primary leaders of the Turks Band, theater in the Caribbean, whether he started with his own plays or even Uncle Derek's. The point is, that was his best way of appreciating his home, his culture, his music, and just emulating that, hopefully on a not just a regional level, but internationally as well, and that gave him great pride. Outside of his family, of course, this was the extension of who he was as a man.
The accomplished playwright is known for actively participating in Carnival and pioneering one of the bands. Heather believes that her father's legacy needs revival so that future generations recognize his contributions to the arts.
We have come with a new generation of people now. And Daddy has passed since 25 years. And the quality of my father's work needs to be showcased on a level of a rebirth, because the genius of him as a St. Lucia creative legend needs to be showcased now, because his affluence needs to be nurtured to the generation now.
Charles Cadet is synonymous with Roderick Walcott because he, as an accomplished composer in his own right, wrote the music for all of Roderick's musicals. His musicals were based on St. Lucia's colorful French Creole culture.
Dad never learned how to write music, but he understood how music was created on a formal setting, in terms of tempo and all the, sorry, I don't know the technical jargon for music, but that's where he collaborated so well with Charles Cadet, because Charles Cadet knew this stuff, and his dad would give him an idea what the emotional contact was, and Charles Cadet collaboratively would come back and forth. So even though the distance, and this is still prior to internet, we're talking mid-70s to, and even beyond when we returned to Canada after 80, they would send each other tape recordings, cassette tapes, and sometimes there'd be long distance phone calls, and then Charles Cadet would send up cassettes of recordings based on what Dad was looking for.
Roderick's death serves as a theme in his brother Derek's 2004 work, The Prodigal. He also worked as a screenwriter, painter, theater director, costume and set designer, lyricist, and literary editor. As a dramatist, he gained recognition as one of the most committed figures in the effort to develop a distinctive Caribbean theater in the region. Together with his twin brother, he founded the St. Lucia Arts Guild and directed most of the plays they produced. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.